All right, let's jump right in. What if I told you that a food we often think of as an indulgence, something a little too rich, maybe a bit too fatty, could actually be the secret weapon to rebuilding your strength after the age of 60? Yep, we are talking about cheese. And it's time to rethink, well, pretty much everything you thought you know about it. I mean, this is the big question, isn't it? It just sounds way too good to be true. But believe it or not, the science is pointing us in a very interesting direction. It suggests that a few specific types of cheese, when you choose them wisely, are some of the most powerful muscle rebuilding foods you can get your hands on. So let's frame this up. Why on earth do we even need an unlikely hero in the first place? Well, it's because we're up against a pretty sneaky opponent, one that tends to show up as we get a little older. And its name is sarcopenia. This is that slow, gradual weakening you might feel. Things get a little harder, movements are a bit slower, and maybe you worry about losing that independence. We often think, oh, that's just a normal part of getting older. But it's this sneaky thief that's at work, and you don't even notice it's happening until it's already taken a toll. But listen, and this is the most important part of this whole conversation, you do not have to accept this. This is not just how things have to be. You can absolutely fight back. And we're about to show you how 3 specific, totally delicious cheeses can help you change that story completely. So, let's meet our team of champions. And just to be clear, we are not talking about those floppy plastic-wrapped cheese slices. No. We are talking about 3 powerhouse cheeses that are absolutely loaded with the exact stuff your muscles are crying out for. First on our list is good old cottage cheese. And I can already hear you thinking, isn't that the bland, watery diet food my mom used to eat? Well, it's time for a major rebrand, because this humble cheese is actually one of the most incredible muscle-building foods on the planet. So what's its superpower? Well, it's packed with something called casein protein. Think of it like a slow-release fuel pellet for your muscles. It feeds them a steady supply of what they need for hours and hours, and it's full of leucine, which is basically the spark plug that tells your muscles, okay, time to build. And just look at these numbers. They're absolutely wild. 14 grams of pure protein in just half a cup, for only 81 calories. That means nearly 70% of its calories come from protein. You compare that to something like cheddar, which is only around 24%, cottage cheese is in a totally different league. Okay, let's move on to our second champion, Parmesan. Now, this is so much more than just something you sprinkle on spaghetti. It's an aged, super concentrated flavor bomb and a nutritional powerhouse. Just 1 ounce, which is about the size of your thumb, has over 10 grams of protein. But here's where the real magic happens. When you get the authentic stuff, Parmigiano Reggiano, that long aging process actually pre-digests the proteins, making them incredibly easy for your body to absorb. It also gets rid of almost all the lactose. Oh, and it's a massive source of calcium, which your muscles need for every single twitch and contraction. So you're not just getting the building blocks, you're getting the mineral that helps put them to work. And that brings us to our third secret weapon, ricotta cheese. Now, ricotta's superpower comes from where it's made. It's actually made from whey, which is the liquid left over from making other cheeses. And this gives it some amazing, fast-acting muscle-building abilities. See, whey is the fastest absorbing protein there is. Your body can put it to use in as little as 30 to 60 minutes. That makes ricotta the absolute perfect food after you've been active. You go for a walk, do some gardening, a little ricotta afterwards gets right to work repairing and building those muscles, exactly when they need it the most. All right, so now we have our 3 champions, cottage cheese, Parmesan, and ricotta. But here's the thing, just knowing what to eat is only half the battle. Brand new research is showing that when you eat your protein can make all the difference in the world. This chart right here shows a super common mistake. So many of us do this. We eat a tiny bit of protein for breakfast, a little more for lunch, and then this giant steak or piece of chicken for dinner. The problem is, your muscles can only use about 25 to 35 grams of protein at any one time. Anything more than that, it just can't be used for muscle building. So the key is to spread that protein out evenly across all your meals. And this really shines a spotlight on our biggest opportunity, breakfast. The average older adult gets maybe 8 grams of protein in the morning. But our goal, it's 25 to 30 grams. That's the amount you need to literally flip a switch in your body, to go from breaking muscle down overnight to building it back up. Just starting your day with some cottage cheese can solve this entire problem. Now here's where we really pour some gasoline on the fire. While eating these cheeses is fantastic on its own, when you combine it with even a little bit of movement, the results get supercharged. Scientists call it a synergistic effect, which is just a fancy way of saying that 1 + 1 suddenly equals 3. And please, when you hear resistance training, don't picture some huge, intimidating gym. It can be this simple: getting up and down from a chair a few times, pushing against a wall, carrying your groceries in from the car. The whole point is just to give your muscles a little challenge, and then, you guessed it, refuel them with one of our 3 hero cheeses. Okay, let's tie all of this amazing information together. It's time to build a real, practical plan of action that you can literally start doing the second this is over. First things first, you need a target. This super simple formula will help you figure out your personal protein goal for each day. So, for example, if you weigh 150 pounds, your goal is going to be about 82 grams of protein a day. Go ahead and calculate your number. Write it down. That's your new daily mission. And here it is, your 5-step plan of attack. Step 1, get the cheeses. Step 2, know your protein number. 3, plan out your meals so you hit that balanced protein goal we talked about. 4, just add 5 minutes of simple movement. And 5, and this is a big one, mark your calendar for 90 days from today. Make a commitment to yourself. Now, I gotta be straight with you. This is not an overnight fix. The studies that saw these incredible results, the people in them followed this plan every single day for at least 60 to 90 days. You have to think of it like taking a daily vitamin. It's the consistency that allows those benefits to build up over time and create real, lasting change. So, this is where it all leads. You now have the knowledge, you have the strategy, and you have 3 delicious, easy tools to make it all happen. All the information in the world doesn't mean a thing without action. A stronger you is waiting just 90 days down the road. The only question left is, are you ready to start?